Hey guys, this is your teacher, Miss Prescott, and I have a Tragic Heroes in Literature web quest for you guys to complete, just so you guys can get to know tragic heroes a little bit more and explore them online. So this first page of your web quest is just your introduction, and it kind of gives you just an insight of some example tragic heroes and what you're going to be doing for this web quest. So you can scroll down, there's some pictures of tragic heroes, but most of your information for this assignment is going to be on your process page, which we'll get to in a minute. So after looking at the introduction, go to your task page, and this page just kind of gives you an overview of the assignment. It doesn't really go into depth like the process page will. But basically what you need to know for this page is this web quest is broken into 3 different parts. So the first part kind of talks about the research you're going to be doing. So mostly for this part, and I'll go into detail in a few minutes, you're going to find a few traits that exemplify tragic heroes, and also find an example of a tragic hero. And then for the second part, you're going to analyze yourself as a tragic hero and find some of those flaws that you yourself have. And for the third part, you will be creating a blog which kind of displays the information you found so far. So this page just is a very general overview of the task you're going to be completing. This next page, the process page, is what you really want to look at for this assignment. So I'm going to break it down in more detail for you. So for the step 1, first you're going to research tragic heroes, and I want you to really go into depth on the internet and try to see what you can find. And most likely you're going to be finding a lot of information on tragic heroes. There's a lot out there you can find. So I just want you to pick out 5 different traits that you think are the most important that tragic heroes possess. This could be anything that you find important at all. Feel free to use your imagination and expand and use the internet as a resource. But one of the 5 traits that you need to have is you need to explain that all tragic heroes possess a tragic flaw. So really you only need to find 4 traits because one of those 5 is going to be that they all possess a tragic flaw. And if you want some help finding traits, you can go to the link that says Aristotle on Tragic Hero, and it'll give you a lot of the different traits that tragic heroes have according to Aristotle. So that's step 1. For step 2, after you find your traits, you're going to just write them down, plain and simple. Write your 5 traits down, but then use 2 or 3 sentences to explain and elaborate on these traits. For step 3, you want to keep researching. You're going to go out and find on the internet an example of a tragic hero. And feel free to use any kind of resource you want to find an example of a tragic hero. You can use a hero from a TV show, a movie, a book, a poem, like any kind of resource that you want to use. Just find me an example of a tragic hero. And after you found it, write a paragraph about this hero. You want this paragraph to be at least 4 lines long, and you want to explain how this hero has at least 3 of the 5 traits that you found during step 1. And make sure you also include this character's tragic flaw. And step 4 is probably the biggest part of the assignment, and this is where you analyze yourself. During step 4, you want to explain how you yourself could be a tragic hero. So explain like what tragic flaw that you have. You probably should just use 1 flaw, but you're more than welcome to examine more than one if you'd like. And below, you have 2 links for quizzes that you can use to help you find a flaw that you have that would make you a tragic hero. And after doing this, you want to write a short story about yourself as a hero in which you examine your flaw and other qualities that you have which make you a tragic hero. So for step 5, you are going to write, this is where you write your short story. So you want to explain, like I mentioned earlier, yourself as a tragic hero. And step 6 is whenever you create a blog. So you're going to use the website KidBlog to create your blog, and this means that all of your classmates can also see this. So make sure it looks nice. And during your blog, you want to examine the 5 basic traits of a tragic hero, which you researched earlier, and elaborate on these traits. And you're also going to explain your example tragic hero and how this tragic hero has these traits. And make sure you also include a picture and description. And finally, you're going to explain yourself, how you have a personal flaw which could lead to your downfall, and you're going to provide an overview of your short story. So the process page, I encourage you to read through it in depth because it really explains how to do this assignment. And if you want some further information on how I'm going to be grading you, you can go to your evaluation page, which has an evaluation for both the paper and the blog, and it really explains what exactly I'm looking for for this assignment. I encourage you to mostly read the category labeled excellent, because I want all of you guys to shoot for an excellent paper and an excellent blog. Don't shoot for a good or an average, and obviously a poor or a fair. I want you guys all aim for the best that you can do. The conclusion just has the sites where I retrieved your photos, so if you're interested in where I found them or some more information and more images, you can go to those sites. But overall, this assignment is just so you guys can look more in depth at tragic heroes, and also at yourself to see how you could be one and how you can fix that within yourself. So I hope that you enjoy this, and overall that you learn a lot about tragic heroes, and I will see you guys on Monday. Thanks, guys.